we would like to welcome him in. Good to see you, Congressman. We'll get to the Department of Education just in a moment here. But what's your reaction to these comments here, or these allegations about Tulsi Gabbard?
Well, this is what the left does. They build their constituents. They build their future on fear and hate. We have some very confident people, and we have people at the end of the day that are bringing innovation. We have a nation that is needing very much of new thought, and we started to see the last 4 years what it is when we're missing that. So this is a great Thanksgiving for all of us, John and Emma. We have a new day. We have a president who understands the greatness of our country. We have people that are backing him. The American people are backing him up. So we don't want to hear the negative. We want to hear how we're going to make these changes, and these innovators will make sure that happens for us.
You know, speaking of changes, sir, the president ran on the promise to eliminate the Department of Education, which kind of seemed like an out-of-the-box promise. You've got a lot of parents who would want the best for their children who are in school. And, of course, you know, we've seen different schools approach education by a state, local level. It's different all across the country. South Dakota Senator Mike Rounds is taking that a step further, introducing a bill to eliminate the Department of Education. Trump says he wants to send education back to the states. As you can imagine, some folks not so happy about it. I'll just read one example. The Center for American Progress Action saying Trump's proposal also means that over 490,000 teacher positions could be eliminated, 14% of K-12 public school teachers nationwide. This would have a terrible effect on the U.S. economy. The loss of that many jobs would be like UPS, one of the country's largest employers, with over 350,000 American workers going out of business. So they're looking at it from an economic lens and job loss here. Do you support Trump's plan to eliminate the Department of Education?
Absolutely, because the Department of Education is not part of our Constitution. It came in 1978 with a deal between Jimmy Carter and the labor union. And we were number one at the time, at that point around the world in education. We're now in the mid-20s, 30s, because the Department of Education, when dictated out of D.C., has not been productive for us. So just understand what these folks that are pushing back, they're saying that the parents and the districts and the states have less concern and less competency to work with our kids than D.C. does. And that's what we have to change. D.C. is not the end all. And we're realizing that right now. We see the failure that the Department of Education has done. And we're going to make sure we educate the American people to what the options are, how we can bring the free market into it, and meritocracy, and have the states as laboratories to find out which one is doing best and have the best practices that everybody can begin to buy into. So we're going to have some very innovative approaches when it comes down to this, and not the stale view of bureaucrats in D.C.
Linda McMahon, she'll be a part of this. She's going to lead this movement. What sort of role do you think she'll have, and what will be her priority on day one?
Choice. It'll be learning loss, mitigation. It'll be the children first, kids first, instead of the institutions. We have to get back to recognizing that our children really is the most important national security we have. We can do everything else right, but we don't teach kids how to think, have critical thinking skills, to have confidence in themselves, pride in our past, and a vision for the future. We don't do that, then we're going to lose it all from within. So what President Trump is doing is bringing innovators to the plate, people who care first about the mission. The mission should be our children, and we're going to start seeing different thoughts. I'm so excited about this. This is something I've been waiting for 40 years, by the way, to finally see that America's waking up to that all kids, not just a few, but every child, no matter what zip code they live in, what color they live, that they are, have the rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And that only happens if you're an educated mind. So I'm excited about where we are now, and just get ready for a great 4 years, my friends. And parents, it's going to be exciting for all of us.
Yeah, love that optimism there. And you're right, the DOE, a relatively new department when you're thinking about it. I mean, if it only came about in the 70s, you know, folks tuning in could have gone to school prior to that. You're doing just fine without the Department of Education there. So we'll see what happens and its future. We appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you so much, Utah Congressman Burgess Owens.
Thank you, guys. All the best. Have a good one. And Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Give it to you, too.
Take care.